Hello everyone, my name is DT and I'm just playing a random game today. Today I am playing a game called Risk of Rain. For those who don't know, it is a game which is roguelike, I suppose, in which you fight a whole bunch of monsters, and as time goes on the difficulty gets harder. As you can see at the top right, my difficulty is currently ha 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 which is not really a difficulty level as much as just the game laughing at how brutal the game is at the moment. Funny thing is though, I'd been playing this, if you look at the counter at the top right, I've actually played the game so long, the game didn't even expect me to play this long and hold out. That I have actually been playing the game for 7 hours. 7 hours. So as you can see, my character is pretty powerful, despite the amount of monsters. These are not the only monsters, but because of the mode I'm playing, this will be the only monster you'll see until like the very end when I kill the boss. But yeah, these monsters are pretty much the only thing I'm facing over here, and you can just see I can just stand still and just, if you see the windows pop up, the windows are like me picking up items. It's like my character is so powerful, I can just stand there and take all of the damage. You can also see in the center bottom, you can see my health bar. Now at this point, I kind of went to the last level, but I wasn't really powerful enough to just tank any damage, because at one point I do get a bit worried because I do take a lot of damage. But my shield held out and my health was alright. So, you know, I was like, I'm gonna just stand here and farm these guys. Now, I knew for the final boss, I'd have to do a lot of things. So, in case you guys don't know, the whole objective of doing this playthrough was to get to the point where I was so powerful that I could solo the boss by being just simply AFK. So I just walk up to the boss. I'm gonna try and walk up to the boss and just go, I'm gonna stand here, I'm not gonna move, and you're gonna die. Right? You'll see at the end how that turns out. I wouldn't advise skipping to the end, but I think the end area is around the 15-minute mark, so if you don't like to see the lead up to me being absolutely victorious, you can skip that, but you're gonna miss a lot of content of me blabbering on about the beauty of this game. So as you can see, some of the enemies are just like dying remotely. That's like my I have a barbed wire which does damage over time to nearby enemies, but I made the field so big that it's actually off the screen. At some very rare times you'll be able to see the field come out from the other side of the screen, but it's so big it's not even on my screen anymore. And I don't per se have one of the smallest screens in the world. In fact, the current view that you're seeing is actually zoomed out quite a lot. Normally you shouldn't be able to see that far out. So, I really went crazy. And at the bottom, all the little emblems you can see, they're all the items I've collected. So you can see at the first one, all the way at the left on the top row, that is my barbed wires. I have like 200 or 300, I can't even tell at the moment, but I got like insane amounts of them. And then again, if you think about it, I played 7 hours of this game to achieve the effect of being pretty much untouchable. I mean, there were some hours where I just kind of went and watched YouTube videos whilst the game was in the background and everything was dying to my, you know, uncontrollable dominance. There's just like nothing they could do. They couldn't touch me. I just sit there and farm until I get more powerful. And even still coming to the final level, these enemies that I'm fighting right now are technically mini-bosses, if I remember correctly. So they are really tough. So even they are like barely, like before they were just kind of like elite monsters and they were having a hard time breaking my health, but at this point I'm actually getting up to the power level where I can just kind of ignore boss level monsters and just go, meh, whatever. I don't care. I just don't care. If you can see them swerving off in the background, that's because I'm playing the character engineer. And he can drop down like sentry guns, turrets kind of a thing. And that's what those other ones are kind of like swarming on, is one of my turrets, which is really handy in this level. Ooh, don't know what that noise was. But yeah, unfortunately there's no music to the game as well. This is not because there's no music in the game. There is music in the game, don't get me wrong, but there's no sound in the game because I turned that off. I was playing a game with no sound for 7 hours. It's just, you know, I mean, I turned off the audio so I could like listen to music in the background. And like at some point, if you guys were watching my Twitter as well, at some point I made a tweet saying how incredibly fitting Katy Perry's Rise is to the song is to this particular game. Unless you suck at Risk of Rain, of course, because at that point, well, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, if you're good enough at Risk of Rain, well, it kind of feels like it really applies to this game for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, currently I'm just moving into the next sector. Well, I'm trying to get all the key cards, really. Now, if you see those big cargo doors, I have to wait like 30 seconds each time to open them. So I just have to sit here and farm the bosses whilst I wait for the door to open. Now, there's generally 2 doors on each side of the cargo pod that it was, but as you can see at this point I gave up. I was just like, well, you know what? I don't need the 3rd card, because there's like 4 rooms for 4 bonuses you can get. And 2 of them have a busted window that I can actually get into, so I don't need the card. I have 3 cards, and I only needed 1 or 2 maybe. So, as you can think, it's kind of, you know, unnecessary for me at this stage. Here, I actually picked up so many items that the game slowed down to try and open all of the overlays. That's how crazy the game was getting at this point. I mean, it was pretty insane before, but this took the cake. Like, the game, I was killing so many things in the game that it was actually lagging and slowing down. Even what you're seeing now, the recording that I made, just recording the game actually slowed the game down to half speed, so I had to speed this up again. This video is actually sped up ×2. In order to make it look like it's normal flow of time in the game. So, you know, I mean, I had a lot of trouble with just the quantity of items dropping. It's also because, like, I have an item called 56 Clover Leaf, which gives you, it kind of gives you the ability to get item drops from every single monster if you get 100 of them. So I had like 50, so, well, I think, not even, I can't even see it from here. I think I got like almost 100. But yeah, basically every enemy I kill drops one of these chests for me to get an item. The problem is, so many of them spawn at the same time, and here I've collected the cannon. Yeah, I've collected the cannon, I've collected all the items in this particular room, in the room to the left as well. There's 2 rooms down, 2 to go. And below me you can see the bridge with the double doors, which will lead to the boss. But as I was saying, there's just like so many items, just so many items, guys, that it actually slowed my game down to the point of 1 frame per second as it was loading the items. So like every time I pressed the chest, I was literally waiting for like 5 or 10 seconds. And then it would load, and then I would press the action, and I would have to hold it down for 3 seconds before it would confirm in the selection I've done. That's just how much effort my computer had to go through to understand all the things that I've been doing. To pick up all of the items and generate them and blah blah blah. So, right now I've gone through 3 of the rooms. All I have to do now is go to the med bay, which is to our left. And then we are ready to take on the boss. We're not quite there yet, because there's a... yeah, there's the med station right there. As you all can gather from probably the title of the video, I won't need any of these items. The only reason I'm going to collect them is for the completion of actually getting all of the items. It helps score. There's no real need for me to do this at this point. I mean, normally you can use the... because you get a cannon, and the health station is there, and a whole bunch of extra items in case you need them to fight the boss. Like, you have to, at some point, lure the boss in front of the cannon and shoot them. And, you know, I mean, it's not even really necessary at this point for me to do that. I'm sure I can probably take him on all by myself without doing anything. And that's the challenge that I'm trying to achieve at this point. And I'm going for the bridge doors. Yes, yes, first door. But yeah, that's the whole point of the challenge that I've been doing. I mean, it took me 7 hours. Just think of that. 7 hours of playing this game to actually get to the end to complete this challenge for myself. See, before, I've done on the live stream before, I've done some videos and challenges on Risk of Rain. And on the live stream, I've done a challenge before because one of my friends once said to me, you can't run this game for 8 hours. It will run out of memory and crash. And I did a live stream to prove that I can run the game for 8 hours without the game crashing. Which, you know, I proved that. It's been proven. I can do it. Now today I only did 7 hours because actually a lot of things were optimized and streamlined this time. And I wasn't trying to do a challenge for just 8 hours. I was just trying to do a challenge regarding the boss this time. Now the challenge is a very simple one. I have killed the boss before without attacking the boss. I have done that before, but I wanted to do a different challenge this time, which is not don't attack the boss. The challenge this time was actually don't touch the keyboard. I want to beat the boss without touching the keyboard. And that is pretty hard, to be fair. Okay, here we go. Boss, right? Boss. I'm going to stand right here, and I'm going to do nothing, and I'm going to hope I win this. As you can see, the boss is just kind of punching me, using his spells, telling me I'm kind of a douche, and I'm not very pretty. Oh, that's really hurtful, Mr. Boss. Please don't say things like that to me. I feel offended. Do you guys feel offended? I don't feel offended. Oh no, he's using spells on me. Oh, he died. His first phase is dead. This is phase number 2, is the worms. And now his worms are attacking me. No, I don't feel the need to move. I mean, I'm taking damage here, but I don't feel the need to move. I mean, I'm not even taking enough damage. Look at my health bar. It's still on 9999. Just like, you know, I don't feel threatened in any way by these giant worms. And one of them is dead already. This is going great, to be honest. Man, it really doesn't look like the second phase is gonna do much. Oh, here we go. Third phase. Oh my god. There's 2 little mechanoid puppets. Yeah, like that's gonna help you. Ooh, look at his health. It's just dropping like crazy. Oh my gosh. Yep. Oh, 7 hours for such a small fight. I'm just gonna activate all of the things because fuck it. That's why. I don't need to. I've already won. But why not, you know? Why not? It's there. I'll use it. And that was that. I actually beat the boss on the hardest of difficulties within the game timer. This isn't the hardest difficulty, because it can get a lot harder. This was just on pretty much casual. There's still like fucking monsoon mode, and that is terrifying. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty hard. But yeah, boss dead. Here you can see all of the enemies that I didn't fight. Except for like 4. I think I fought 8 different enemies, and that was it. All these other ones, I didn't fight them. They weren't there. Nope. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe if you feel like it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, a new high score. Sweet! Thank you guys. Bye-bye.